Welcome back, everybody. We lowered the camera a little bit because the roll of tape is back because it is Tuesday. That means there is some TTMs. Not as many as last week. Kind of expected that because it goes in very odd waves, but we did get 3 successes, two of which, incredibly interesting, and an RTS, and then I figured at the end we're going to do a little VR for Adam's Card Closet. But until then, we must begin with the RTS. Unfortunately, it was to Tony Gonzalez. I found that address. Can't remember where, but I'd been sitting on it for a while. Came back as unable to deliver, so we're going to try that one again in the future because, as we all know, Tony Gonzalez is one of the best tight ends ever. Now, on to the successes. Number 1, coming out of Tyler, Texas, after a very long return, 708 days, sent back in August of 2021. 1 of 1 for free. That's right, everybody. PM stands for Pat Mahomes. Not kidding. Pat Mahomes, the father of Patrick Mahomes, but the baseball player on the 94 Tops. Kind of a journeyman in his career. He was a pitcher with a 42-39 and 39 career record, 5.47 ERA, 452 strikeouts. Bounced around a bit. Played for the Twins, 92-96. The Red Sox, 96-97. Then he took a break and played over in Japan for the Yokohama Bay Stars, 97-98. Came back to the majors with the Mets, 99-2000. The Rangers in 01. The Cubs in 02, and finished his career in 2003 with the Pirates. So thank you very much, Mr. Mahomes. Sorry, stumbling over my words there. I very much appreciate you. And now on to number 2. We go to hockey. And this one is the first of the 2 interesting ones. Care of Gardnerville, Nevada. 1 of 1 for free in 14 days. We have, on the 90 Pro set, one of my favorite sets of all time, Mr. Clint Malarchuk. For hockey fans that know the name, you will think of one particular incident in I believe it was 1989, involving Mr. Malarchuk and an opposing player's skate. If you do not know what I am talking about, just ask somebody. Please don't YouTube it. It is on YouTube, and it is grisly to say the least. That said, he is obviously Mr. Malarchuk came out of it as fine as could be considering what happened. And again, this happened in 1989, but he continued playing with the Sabres until 1992. And his career ended in 1997 after a stint in the International Hockey League with the San Diego Gulls in 92, and then the Las Vegas Thunder from 93 to 97. And from what I heard after his injury, I think it was only 10 days later, he was back on the ice. I don't think a player today would be back playing 10 days after a bad haircut. That's all I'm going to say. Mr. Malarchuk, thank you so much. Very appreciate you, and best of luck and health to you in the future. And the final one, we're sticking with the theme of hockey, but settle in because this is a really interesting one. Out of Marlton, New Jersey, in 15 days, 2 of 1, he sent me a bonus. And I'm just gonna show you what I saw. It comes from Kerry Fraser, the referee. This was the card I sent him. And he sent me this bonus custom NHL officials card that I had never seen before. Very cool looking. So we're going to put that there. But he also included a 4-page handwritten letter to me. To think that somebody of note would take the time to handwrite something, just to handwrite something to somebody like me for no reason is phenomenal. But I want to share the note with you. As you can see, he wrote it on July the 29th. Thank you for your kind note and the honor of adding my card to your collection. Well, thank you for doing so. Of the 2,165 NHL games that I officiated, the Winter Classic New Year's Day 2010 was one of, I'm sorry, the thing was blocking it on my screen, if not my most memorable. And I was going to say that was one of his memorable moments and one of his final refereeing moments. I think that was his final season. He refereed the 2010 Winter Classic. Historic Fenway Park certainly added to the nostalgia I felt, but mostly when I stepped out of the dugout and tasted the clean, crisp air of a winter afternoon with fresh snow on the infield, I was returned to my Canadian roots, stepping onto the outdoor rink and embracing the two honorary captains, my friends Bobby Orr and Bobby Clark. Wow, okay, we're getting some really good information here. Bobby Orr and Barbie Clark provided me with a sense of accomplishment for the 30-plus seasons as a referee in the game. And actually, you'll notice in his pictures, he's not wearing a helmet because he was one of the last 3 referees to be grandfathered in without the helmet rule. Page 2. Sorry, I interrupted there. Referee in the game that I truly love and the countless relationships that I developed with players, coaches, media, and fans during a record-setting career. I'm sorry. I felt truly blessed in that moment. With the first stride on that outdoor rink, I felt like a young child once again in my backyard rink that my dad built for my younger brother and me to hone our skills and go to sleep each night exhausted. Very, very cool. And dreaming of making it to the NHL one day. Well, sir, you absolutely did that. My soon-to-be 58-year-old legs enjoyed a youthful energy that propelled me around the frozen pond effortlessly. For some reason, I always have trouble pronouncing that word. I looked to the seats with my best friend, where my best friend and fan, my wife Kathy, sorry. It's been a while since anybody's actually written cursive, so it takes me a minute. Wife Kathy and our children and grandchildren sat. They shared in my career and the highs and lows that only a family member of an official can truly understand. I can't even imagine. Hello, fly. Get out of here. They are my greatest success in life, and my legacy, and having them share in this moment made it all the more special. Now, as life continues on at an ever more frantic pace, you are not kidding, and places me in sudden death overtime, and thank God for the opportunity. I thank God for the opportunity and talents required to pursue the dreams and hopefully make a positive difference in the game that you and I love. Wishing you and your family the very best of health and happiness as you continue to enjoy the greatest game on ice. In friendship, Kerry Fraser. And then he sent me this. P.S. I have added a second signed card that I know you wouldn't have access to. You are correct, because I have never even heard of that one. Let alone see it. PPSS. If you want to... Now, here we go. For everybody out there. If you want to read some great stories from throughout my career, check out the book I wrote entitled The Final Call, available on Amazon. Well, I will tell you this. When I'm done here, I'm going to Amazon that, and I want to take a look at it, because just the story of him just coming out onto the ice at the Winter Classic in 2010, that's something that none of us were ever privy to, I don't believe. And I think that's amazing. And this, shout out to Justin and Three Good Nerds, this is why you always ask questions, because I asked him, how was the Winter Classic? Because he only did the one, and it hadn't been around that long. So I was like, okay, what was it like? And other big games, I'll just throw in a couple to wrap up the TTM portion of it. Mr. Fraser, I cannot thank you enough. And anybody, if you're interested in hockey, I would say get that book, because I'm definitely going to check it out. I love history. I love sports history books. I really, really do. He also refereed, in addition to 1,904 regular season games, over 260 Stanley Cup playoff games, and 12 Stanley Cup finals. He also refereed the 1996 World Cup of Hockey and was the referee in Nagano at the Winter Olympics in 98, the first time they ever let NHL personnel in there, I believe. And he currently ranks first, has the record for regular season games, and is number 2 in playoff games refereed. Now then, that ends the TTM portion of this, and I want to turn my attention to Adam's Card Closet. We all know him. We all love him. We're all pulling for him to change the name from Adam's Card Closet to Adam's Card Planet at this point because of all the stuff he has. He is doing a VR for his 755 subscriber milestone. If you don't know why he chose that number, for shame. For shame. But he asked for a VR in which he wanted you to name your 3 best current Major League Baseball home run hitters that have played for a couple seasons. You can't be the rookie phenom came in and had something big. We're talking a couple of seasons. And then he also wanted who you would pick as a surefire Hall of Famer. I like this, so I dug into it. And make sure to sub up Adam. Please do, because you're going to see a little of everything. Atlanta Braves, tons of TTMs, Hall of Famers. You know, one of the most brilliant sports trivia minds, as Styx Jeopardy has proven, and a great guy, and one of the biggest Chipper Jones collectors ever. So first, we're going to look at the 3 players that I consider the best home run hitters of the modern day. And a lot of these cards, actually, I had them stacked up because I was going to send them out for TTMs. Made it actually easier to dig. But I'm going to say number 1, and in no particular order, Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton is, I mean, we're talking consistent home runs for a long time. He came in I think, 2010. I have it written down because, again, researchman. That was his lowest season of home run hittings with 22. Granted, in 19 and 20, he only had 3 and 4 respectively, but that's because he only played in 18 games in 2019 and 22 games in 2022. Or 22 games in 2020. I'm sorry. But up to this point this year, 17 home runs and 395 total. So we're very much going to see him hit 400 home runs this year very soon. Number 2, again, on the Bowman, because I have a good amount and I like them for signatures, is that gentleman right there, Matt Olson. Let's see, what did I write down? His rookie year was 2016. He only played in 11 games, had 0 home runs. After that, he rebounded to have many, many, many consistent home run seasons. And he's always played over 100 games, but the other 2 low ones, in 2017, he played in 59 games, yet had 24 home runs, and in 2020, 60 games and 14, currently sitting at 38 on the season, I believe, and 214 total. So he is having himself one heck of a year. And the final of the best home run hitters, again, in my view, that guy there, Mr. Bryce Harper, only has 6 this year so far, but 291, so we'll see him hit 300 soon. His rookie year was 2012, had 139 games played, 22 home runs. And other than in 2014, when he had 13, and 2020, when he had, well, again, 13. How random is that? He's never hit below 20 home runs in a season, and is just very consistent. You're looking 22, 20, 13, but that was 14. 42, 24, 29, 34, 35, 13, 35. Oh, and sorry, last year he also had 18. But a lot of plus 20 seasons, and I definitely rank him up there. Now, I did some debating on this. who I think is a surefire Hall of Famer, and in all honesty, because, he, I think this year just got traded. I would have to say Max Scherzer right there, because still going at a high level. At the latest stats, I believe, he's been going since 2008. He's a 211 and 106 record, so 200 wins, big milestone. A 3.15 ERA, 3,323 strikeouts, so he's in the 3K club. 8-time All-Star, won the World Series in 2019 with Washington, won the Cy Young 3 times, 2013 with Detroit, and then back-to-back in 16 and 17 with the Nationals. He pitched 2 no-hitters in the same year in 2015. He also has tied the record for most strikeouts in a game with 20. And also has, I think, tied the record for, and again, up to this point, 3 immaculate innings. I'd say that's pretty much first ballot Hall of Fame resume right there, in my opinion. So, just want to wrap up this TTM/VR Tuesday. Please, again, make sure to check out Adam's Card Closet. And for the baseball fans, if you want to get in on this, there's still a little bit of time left because this drops Tuesday. That would be the 8th, and I'm fairly positive, please check out Adam's video, but I'm fairly positive he said the deadline was Sunday, August the 13th. So please make sure to get in there and show support to Adam, because he's definitely shows support to all of you. That said, thank you so much for continuing to show support to me. We'll see you tomorrow.